Yo guys, I'm here to talk about day three draft. You guys are probably tired of it. My first one did really well, my second one didn't, but today is day three reaction. The draft just ended a couple minutes ago, and I haven't really got like usually round one I gave myself time to reflect and think what's good, the bad. Day two, rounds two and three, I gave myself a day or about a couple hours to sit and reflect and think about the moves that happened to ultimately speak about it. This one I really didn't because I have other videos I work on to get out after the draft in a couple hours, so I just really didn't want to do that this time. We got a corner, and we got another defensive end. We got a quarterback. We got a lot of steals. We got a guard or in the center, or a guard or center slash guard, I should say. We didn't get both, and I'm very excited. And we by far had the best draft. I know this is rounds four through seven, but we had the best draft. It's up there with the Broncos. It's either us or the Broncos who had the best draft. I mean, it's there's not even a debate who else did. I mean, you could say the Panthers, but they stacked up on defense, and their offense still needs help. They still have no one to throw the ball to but DJ Moore and Curtis Samuel, who they're trying to trade. Obviously McCaffrey, but they have no weapons for Teddy Bridgewater. And we say the Dolphins, but they got a bunch of players to develop over time. They didn't get players to help them win instantly. And like, what's the draft? They didn't get the better. Well, how can you say they had the best draft if none of their players are going to be playing in the next year to 2 years, except for their first round picks? Obviously, two ain't going to play this year. Um, so I think we had by far the best draft, the biggest steal in every round. The first three rounds, each round. Okay, let's look. First round, who had the biggest steal? We did. Second round, who had the biggest steal? Either us or Pittsburgh, or even Indianapolis. But we were still up there. Third round, who had the biggest steal? Us. I mean, you could say the Colts. The Colts had, I don't want to say two steals. They reached on Jonathan Taylor. They didn't really reach. I would have taken J.K. if I had a choice, but oh man, yeah, I'm leaning back in my chair. I had a stretch. um, yeah, we got. I mean, I like the corner we got. He can play safety. I uh, I don't know why the Utah DN fell. They said his size for a DN, but if he puts up 10 plus sacks, he puts up 10 plus sacks. It's not like he's some community college guy that put up 11 sacks. No, he went to Utah. I mean, the Pac-12 is a okay, and the Pac-12 isn't the best conference like competition wise, but it's a part of the Big Five, the Power Five conference. So they we got to the quarterback. Um, there was a better options for a quarterback with that pick. I'm not disappointed. Uh, the only thing I don't like about him is on Twitter he said in 2014 Tony Romo sucks, and it's kind of ironic because he's a Cowboy. But I like him as a quarterback. He is. I think he's better than Cooper Rush, who is our current backup. I hope he is at least. But you know what? It's there's not really much to react about because the first three rounds were so exciting. And we're like we won the draft in the first rounds. We could have drafted nobody. We could have drafted the rest of the line, the rest of our draft picks kickers, and we would have won the draft. Okay, maybe not that, but we traded up to get Biadiz, how do you pronounce his name? And we only gave up a fifth round pick for next year. It's a steal. We gave up our fourth round, our we gave up our mid fifth round pick to go into the fourth round and only gave up a fifth round pick. And that's not really going to matter because we're going to get so many compensation picks. Like our fifth round pick this year was a compensation for Cole Beasley. We're going to get compensation for Byron Jones, Robert Quinn, maybe Randall Cobb, because Cole Beasley had a very good year with Buffalo to get a fifth round pick. So we could probably get, I said we get a fourth for Byron Jones, probably get a fifth for Robert Quinn, depending on how they play, and a sixth or a seventh for Cobb, and that's a win-win-win. Um, but that all depends on how they produce. I remember off topic, but not off topic because it's compensation picks. I made a video about Bill O'Brien and how I made a comment in that video about how they traded Jadeveon Clowney for um, a third round pick and two linebackers who aren't even on the roster anymore. And this was after they traded DeAndre Hopkins. I was going through the trades of how Bill O'Brien messed up on a lot of players, or messed up on a lot of trades at least. And he's like, "Oh, you missed an important fact. Jadeveon, they're going to get a third round pick for Jadeveon Clowney for compensation as well. So they pretty much got two." Right now, Jadeveon Clowney isn't even signed. Plus, they didn't get a third round compensation pick because for a D end, they go off a mixture of a playoff performance thing that alters. So, like, his 3 sacks would get you not a compensation pick. His tackles for losses and his pressures and his QB hits. I think, what did they get? They had a 6th round compensation. They didn't get an extra 3rd round pick. And I'm still not going to trade away Jadeveon Clowney for a 3rd round pick and 2 linebackers so I can get a 6th round compensation pick. That's dumb. I don't know what picks were lost during the supplemental draft. That's coming up, I think. It maybe already happened. I don't remember anything hearing about it, but I think it's coming up, and that's when they lose the picks next year. But I don't remember any teams losing picks. Or the NCAA rules, who knows? But I am very happy. I think round 1 we won. Maybe the Jags. You could say the Bengals, all that, but I think we won round 1. Top 5 winners of round 1, we're up there. Top 5 winners of round 2, we're up there. Or like, okay, day 1. Okay, let me restart. Day 1, top 5 winners. Day 2, top 5 winners. Gallimore and, Diggs. And then 4 through 7, day 3, top 5 winner. We addressed every need. The only thing we didn't get a true safety, quote unquote. The 4th round corner we drafted out of Tulane, they said he can play safety, but we didn't have a true safety. It's probably like a Derwin James. Not comparing to Derwin James. Everyone says you can't compare people, but I'm not comparing them. Similar play style. They play like he can play the corner, safety, high, low, over, under, different up the line of scrimmage or whatnot. If he plays like that, it's a win. It's worth the 4th round pick. It's like Tony Pollard, running back, receiver, special team, kick returner. You get the point. So if it's anything, if he can play, but say that's fine. I think anybody can be better than Xavier Woods. A lot of Cowboys fans disagree with me on that one. That they like Xavier Woods. I don't see how people do. I think Jeff Heath was better. I didn't want to pay him. He's not worth $5 million. And it's like, well, that's not that bad. But when you're in a cap situation like the Cowboys, that $5 million can go to Dak and make him happy. So, and then we got HaHa Clinton-Dix for that $5 million as well. And I would rather have HaHa than Jeff Heath. We did, as of now, I'm going to go through the undrafted guys. We got the Texas D-line, D-end. We got a Utah linebacker. We got some linemen and a it was either a nickel packaged corner, like a small like slot corner, or it was a hybrid safety type like Ash that played all over the place. I can't remember, but I know we got the Texas DN, we got the Utah linebacker. I don't know any names. Well, I do know names. I just don't remember them. It'll take me a minute. So I'm going to make the podcast of the Cowboy Catch-Up, and I'm going to be talking about the draft with a full head of thinking. Obviously, I haven't really thought about the rounds 4 through 7 too much, but we won the draft. That's all I got to say. I'm trying to think of anything on here because no one watches this far anyway, so it's just nice to ramble off and get what I want to say out because no one watches my videos. the guys that fell into the 7th round, Hill, Benjamin, Geno Stone, and like Thaddeus Moss going undrafted. People were so mad. Thaddeus Moss, like people that don't watch football, are just so dumb. They say random stuff. I had Thaddeus Moss going early 4th rounder. Early first. I had Thaddeus Moss going in the early 4th round. What hurt him was not that teams didn't do their work and their studies on him. He didn't participate in the combine, so for tight ends, that's huge. Be able to catch, the block because they test them the cone, the 40-yard. Those are all key, especially for tight end. I mean, receiver obviously want the speed, but tight ends, when you miss out, look at Chase Claypool. He played very good in college, but he was projected 6th-round pick. With the combine, he went up to a 2nd-round pick, which I think is right, because Chase Claypool is the most underrated receiver of the draft class. That may be a little bit of Notre Dame bias, but hey. And Thaddeus Moss reminds me a lot of Jason Witten. I'm not comparing him to Jason Witten, but Thaddeus Moss has no acceleration. When he releases off the line of scrimmage, he takes so long to get the full speed, and he catches the ball in. Like when he lets the ball come and hit his chest, he has so many drops. Great hands when he extends. So, that's just from his dad, long, teaching. So, like the toe drags against Alabama, stuff like that. He has great hands, but he doesn't use them. He doesn't use his brain. I know, it'll be the middle of the play. He was wide open, and he let the ball come to him. I'm going to try to sit up because I'm in my Cowboys chair. The ball was, coming right here, and he went like this, wide open. But it went right through. The ball hit his chest. So, little things like that when you're tight end that has really good hands and you're not using them and you're using your chest to catch, that is a problem. So, people are like, oh, he's slow, doesn't use his hands consistently, he has terrible footwork, blocking, not receiving. But on the blocking, obviously tight ends are doing the both. If he really wanted, he could switch the receiver and he would have been a 6th-round pick, because when you draft a tight end, you want to use him as blocking and everything else. I just don't. I would have liked to sign him as an undrafted free agent. He would fit right in our system. But I don't even think he was worth a draft pick, and he obviously wasn't to all 32 NFL teams. Another guy that fell was Troutman. Everyone was high on him. I was high on him. I thought he was going to go in the 2nd or 3rd round. He fell. That's the part of the draft. That's what makes those 4th-round to 7th-round picks so valuable, because there's going to be players that fall. Look at Jake Fromm. He was a national championship game. Projected to be a 1st-round pick last year. Had a bad 2020 or 2019 last year, whatever you want to call it. And his stock fell down to a late 2nd, early 3rd, and then he falls to the 5th. So that's the video. If you guys enjoyed, leave a like, comment 13:35 because that's the time frame, and no one else does this, so I just know if you watch the whole way through. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm out. Peace.